past the seats inside of the vehicle, my lord. The witness had not yet finished as to what was her attempt or what was she attempting to do. Uyasho ukuthi waseke uya undlula ihlalo nje ngalapho.
Ngadlula ke ihlalo lezo ngoba iminyango wangemuva kwa right bese bewuvulile bezama ukumfaka phakathi. Mina ke mengingena ke emotweni ngase ngimbamba la ngaphansi kwamahlombe ngezama ukumphulela ukumdonsela ngaphakathi.
The purpose was that given the fact that, my lord, the rear right door of the vehicle was already opened and they were trying to load him into the vehicle, I then maneuvered myself past the seats to the back and held him from behind underneath. The witness was just now demonstrating that her arms were sort of under the armpits or under the arms of the person that they were trying to load into the vehicle to try and pull him into the vehicle as well.
You went to the right side of the vehicle. The rear left door was open.
Left front, you went to the left front.
She went to the left.
Yeah, but how was the rear left door? Was it open or closed?
It was closed.
It was closed, my lord.
Okay, and you passed it. You went and opened the front left door, which is the passenger door.
Kunjalo ngoba kwakunomuntu wayephambili angisakhumbula ukuthi ubani wayelapho lo kulesi sihlalisa kulomnyango wangemuva
Emnyango
ngaphandle.
Yes, my lord. There was a person that was standing outside at the left rear door. It is that person that I've referred to, the person that was in front of me. I walked past them because they were standing right at the left rear door, and then I proceeded to the left front door, which is the passenger door.
And then you embarked onto the vehicle.
That's correct, my lord.
And you're speaking of maneuvering. In other words, you were at the front, in the area where the front seat is, and you did not position yourself to face forward.
Ngasuka la ngangene khona ngase ngiyanqamlela ngaya emuva ngomzimba wonke ngangena emuva.
In essence, my lord,
ngisuka phambili.
I went into the vehicle. As I embarked the vehicle, my intention was not to sit there.
Yeah.
I then maneuvered myself or bypassed others' seats so that I can go at the front or go to the to the back seat, so that I can go to the back seat.
Mr. Balo, is there any picture showing the inside of the vehicle?
No, my lord, we're just trying to show the picture that was on the screen. This photo 3 of exhibit B, my lord, on page 22. If you can maybe just use the photos just for illustration purposes.
Photo 3?
Yes. Of exhibit B.
Yeah, remember I'm now inquiring into what she's outlining about what happened once she had embarked into the vehicle.
Yes.
Because we know that the front seats are opposite each other. There might be, depending on the make of the vehicle, there might be a space in between the seats. And you are saying once inside the vehicle, you didn't face forward. In other words, you were facing backward onto the area of the back seat.
Iloko kusho should wena mongena azange uhlala ubheke phambili. Should wena ungenile wase uya ngasemuva kanye wabheka ngasemuva. Kulesihlalo esingasemuva.
Ngingenile ngeqa iarmrest ngomzimba wami wonke ngahamba ngayemuva ngomzimba wami wonke ngayemuva.
I got into the vehicle and then jumped over the armrest
Oh,
with
okay.
my entire body
Okay.
displaced into the back of the vehicle, my lord, or that is the back seat of the vehicle.
Okay, now I understand. Okay.
Yes, you may continue.
So ngaqhubeka.
And then kwase kuthi sengingaphakathi ngambamba la ngaphansi kwamakhwapha ngase
Oh.
ngimdonsela ngaphakathi.
When I was inside there at the back, I then held him in his armpit or underneath his arms and then pulled him into the vehicle.
So you received Senzo from inside, whilst the others were placing him inside the vehicle from outside.
Kunjalo.
Kunjalo.
Shothi wena ke wamthola, wamamukela ke ngaphakathi ukuthi khona laba bangaphandle ke abe bemfaka ngaphakathi.
Kunjalo.
It is indeed so, my lord.
Yes?
Yes, you may
What's
proceed.
Ngaqhubeka.
And then ke ngabona ukuthi nenyawo futhi zazisasele ngaphandle umnyango ungavaleki ngase ngidonsa ke inyawo lezo ngase ngiyameqa ngayohlala ngase ngako right wesicaba.
I then realized that the legs were protruding to the outside of the vehicle. I pulled them back into the vehicle and then jumped over him or went to the farthest end, which is the right-hand side of that rear seat, to go and sit there.
On which side of the rear seat did you end up?
Uthi ubuhleli ngakuphi? On the right-hand side of the rear seat, my lord.
Yes?
Yes. You may proceed.
And then ke engikhumbula ukuthi uKelly wayedriver wangena ngale ku driver seat.
What I also recall is that Kelly was the one that was driving the vehicle, so she embarked the vehicle on the driver's seat. Kelly.
Okay. Can you explain to me, you are there on the rear seat on the right side? I would presume you mean
ngesokudla ngasemuva
the far right side of the rear seat.
ngamanye amazwi.
And
Kunjalo.
earlier on you spoke about drawing Senzo's feet inward. Now if we think of the make of a vehicle, there will be the rear seat and there will be leg space there at the rear. And when you say you drew Senzo's feet inward, did you draw them as far as no longer being on the rear side, on the rear seat, or on the rear part, on the rear right part of the vehicle, or were they still there? Because if you say you sat there, where was his feet then?
Oh, okay, ngafuphe nje ukuthi ngoba udonse inyawo nje uyidonsela kuphi? Phezulu kwesihlalo or uyidonsela ngoba phela angisho wena uthi ubuhleli ugcinisa uhlala ngapho ngesokudla. Imlenze noma inyawo zikaSenzo zikuphi? Lokukhumbulayo ukuthi imoto zinokuba ke nespace mhlambe sokubeka inyawo kube yabona indawo lana ke sihlala khona inyawo buyibeke kanjani ke ezikasenzo ukuthi wena ekugcineni ukwazi ukuhlala lapho?
Khona mengikhumbula kahle sasimpintshekile impela ngoba ngayidonsa from ngingaphakathi ngayidonsela ngaphakathi ukuthi ihlale la inyawo ezihlala khona. Kodwa ke ispace esasingapha ngasemnyango kwa right sasesincane ngempela ngoba ngangihleli ngecele.
Well, honestly speaking, it was the space was quite confined, or was quite confining. We were squeezed in there, inside of the vehicle. Even the space that I am referring to, the space where I sat at, it was so small that I only sat on the side.
Okay.
And the feet of the deceased, where were they resting?
They were
Kanti,
resting.
abekuphi inyawo zakhe bezikuphi?
Beziphansi.
They were on the floor.
Kodwa zazisondele kakhulu ngakumina.
Though they were on the floor, the inclination of their feet were on my side.
And his torso?
Umzimba ke,
Umzimba wawungemuva nje ulele kanjani.
udlaleke. The torso was on the remaining part of the rear seat, my lord.
Yes?
You mentioned that your sister Kelly Khumalo occupied the driver's seat. Were there any other occupants in the vehicle?
Uthi ukheli behleli esihlalweni somshayeli, babe khona nje abanye abantu ngaphandle labantu sokhulume ngapho ngaphakathi emotweni.
Yebo, emotweni kwakukhona uTumelo.
Yes,
kuphinde
there
kube
were
khona
other occupants. There were other occupants. It was also Tumelo,
kuphinde kube khona uMthokozisi.
and then there was Mthokozisi.
Noma ngeke ngikhumbule ukuthi sasihleli silandelana kanjani kodwa sasikhona sonke emotweni.
Even though I cannot tell the positioning of our occupation or occupancy of the vehicle, but what I can recall is that we were all occupants in that vehicle.
Yes?
Yes, you may proceed.
And then ke kwakukhona ithawula ababelisebenzisa elalilincanyana nje li light blue mhlambe isiqeshana esingaka sethawula angazi noma ngathi hand towel noma yini esasetshenziswa ukuthi babesibeke la kuyena esifubeni.
Now there was a little towel. I'm not sure as to whether it would be safe to say that it was a hand towel that was being used to put or to dress the front portion, and the witness has just pointed on the front portion of the torso, just in the vicinity of the abdomen and perhaps the thoracic region.
Yes?
Yes, and what was the purpose thereof?
Is bekuyini inhloso? Mabenza njalo.
Mina ngathola sebelibekile vele ithawula bebeka ukuthi kube ne pressure esifubeni.
I found that the towel had already been placed there, just to compress or to give some compression of the chest with it.
Yes?
Did you see whether the deceased was bleeding or not from the wound?
Uke wabona ukuthi umufi ubewopha noma?
Ngabona khona ubopha kodwa kwakungekuningi kakhulu kwakungekuningi.
Well, I did witness that the deceased was bleeding, albeit not profusely, but I did witness that the deceased was bleeding.
Yes, you may proceed.
Ungaqhubeka.
And then ke njengoba sasilapha ngaphakathi sasilokhu sishintshana ke ukusiza ukuthi sibeke ipressure embobeni le ayilapha.
Now, all of us who were occupying that vehicle, we were taking turns to compress on the wound. That is where, the towel was.
Yes?
Yep.
And then ke ukhelwa idriver futhi driver egijima.
Now, Kelly was driving, and she was driving at a high speed.
Yes?
Yes, you may proceed.
And then while isamsiza kanjalo uSenzo mase sofika ngase emarobhothini asebuthilong ngoba ngangimbambile ngibeka isandla futhi la ithawula lalikhona.
Now, we drove up to the point in the vicinity of the Botsilong as we were driving like that because my hand was right at that particular area where where he was bleeding. My hand was placed on that area. Andifike Botsilong.
Ngangiphinde futhi ngimthinte nasebusweni ngithi Senzo vula amehlo Senzo vula amehlo sesiyafika esibhedlela.
And I also kept on touching his face, or perhaps shaking his face and saying that, Senzo, stay alive. Wake up or rather, keep your eyes opened. We are just about to arrive at the hospital. Lordship, the witness is getting emotional now.
Do you want a comfort break?
To be careful, can you?
My lords, maybe we can just take a 5 minutes comfort break.